Business strategy number 2, competitive analysis. Identify your competitors and evaluate their strategies to determine their strengths and weaknesses relative to their own. How many times do I go in and tell businesses, know who you are competing with? A lot of businesses have no clue. Know what they did, right? This is almost all public data or a little extra Googling. Know their past strategies, their current strategies, project their future strategies. You're just as smart as them. Try to figure out what they're going to do. Know what type of media they use. Know their image, right? What is their reputation? What threats do they pose? What opportunities do they make available to you? If companies get sloppy and don't take the time to learn their competition, they go out of business. If you get sloppy, you are going out of business too. Don't be sloppy in your approach. If you find you're altering your behavior in response to anything a manager or a mentor tells you, step back and take a pause. Again, something probably a little more weak for women than men, because somebody gives us advice, we assume it's good. Some advice is fantastic. Some advice is terrible. You need to know in your core what's good and what's bad, what's you and what's not. You decide it first, and then you decide whether or not you're going to take the advice. Unfortunately, sometimes the women in business get sloppy on the simple stuff. This stuff I am hot about. Because if as women, we are going to become the next healthcare leaders, the next business leaders, industry leaders, any kind of leaders, we do have to stop the crap. We have to make sure we have certain things. Leaders remember names. Leaders remember numbers. They use data and actual figures in their analysis. I was at a national women's event recently, and a lady came up and said, oh my God, women make half what men make. No, they don't. So not only did she, well, I guess not use data, she used such incorrect data, it made every woman in that room look stupid. Don't make your cohorts look stupid. Design and refine your executive presence. Okay, it's easy to get sloppy. It is. But if you want to be on a board of directors, if you want to be on TV, if you want to be anywhere, think about your executive presence. It's important. I was speaking to someone on a board of directors recently, and he said, we have such a hard time recruiting women. I said, why? You know, women are coming. One of the things that used to happen was women did not have enough experience with financials. And so that used to be why a lot of women didn't get on the board. They had never managed a P&L. And so now, a lot of women manage P&L. And I said, well, now what's the problem? And he said, I hate to say this, but he said, they come in, we love their resume, and they come in and they are dressed so inappropriately. We have men in beautiful suits who lead companies, who are visionaries for their team, and we have women who come in and we don't know how we can put them on board. Tough, sticky, right? We're like, gosh, you know, don't judge people. Well, dress the part. Your competitors, the men sitting at the round table, are dressed appropriately. So define your image and stick to it. Pull people up with you. Don't push them down. I want to talk about the Good Old Boys Club because it's really easy for us as women to be like, oh yeah, he got hired, Good Old Boys Club. I want to challenge this assumption a lot. Okay, what really happens in the Good Old Boys Club? Okay, these guys spend time together, a lot of time, over years and years and years. They get to know each other intimately, very intimately, right? They don't have any pretensions there. They know each other's strengths, and you better believe they know each other's weaknesses. So if you're looking to hire someone, wouldn't you hire someone where you know exactly where they fit in that puzzle? Yet, do you know the people you work with that well? Do you spend time with them outside of work? Men or women? Okay? As women, we owe it to ourselves to make those relationships. The only reason it's called the Good Old Boys Club is because the boys sometimes are still the only ones who do it. Women, we can do it with men and we can do it with women. But it takes us going out there and really getting to know them, spending time with them and getting to know them intimately. Make sure your LinkedIn profile represents who you are, right? I obviously looked at everybody's LinkedIn profile. I stuck it on a great video. So your fantastic photo that hasn't been updated in 20 years, where you have a background, I can tell you cropped out your old boyfriend, that want people to hire you to be the next executive in their company, and your CV is out of date, and your photo is out of date, and if I was the hiring manager, I would say, that is her image. This is the business professional image she wants to project, and she's going to take care of my company worse than that. Make sure your professional profile, which quite frankly, LinkedIn is the predominant one, don't let it get sloppy. Now more positive stuff. Refining your weird, okay? Critically analyze the advice you get from others. Know your value system. Don't wait for somebody to choose it for you. And begin to start thinking about how your unique talents are different and good, and how they're going to fit within the whole mix. Okay? So refine your weird. Make sure you are stronger, smarter, and more published on every possible competitive element, especially those related to your core competencies.